G'day folks, it's the Maple Monkey here again with another Marvel United gameplay video for you. And you might have guessed it by what you can see on the table here. It's not technically Marvel United. This is going to be a homebrew battle featuring stuff from my Warriors Orochi United, or Dynasty Warriors, or I guess like Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, that sort of world of things. This is one of the worlds of homebrew that I've been working on for the United game system. So as you might be aware if you've sort of been following the channel recently, I like to sort of jump back and forth between the homebrew content from the community out there and the official great stuff from CMON with the Marvel United range at the moment, and of course, you know, down the track we'll be getting into the DC Superheroes United as well. And today it's a chance to look at the homebrew stuff. So before we get into this one, I do want to give a shout out to homebrew designer xNellyNelx. I featured a little while ago, I'm pretty sure I featured this character. It was from his One Piece range, and he did a character called Captain Kuro, and I really liked the gimmick in that battle was that there were waves of the thugs. I can't remember if it was thugs and civilians as well, but there were waves of these characters sort of coming around the different locations, and if they filled up the particular sort of like heroic or the starting location, then that was all she wrote for the characters, and you lost the battle. So the shout out is that I basically have taken that idea for the character we're looking at today. I was really inspired by that. I thought it was such a cool sort of mechanic, and I sort of thought it would be a great way to capture what I wanted to try and do in this battle. So let's have a look at the character we're going to feature today. That's going to be Yuan Shao. So he is a pretty cool character from the Dynasty Warrior series, also from the Romance of the Three Kingdoms novels, and historical figure. And he was sort of one of the last big sort of figures in the way of the three rival kingdoms that formed in the Three Kingdoms period. In particular, he was sort of like in the way of the Wei Kingdom there with Cao Cao as well. So pretty cool figure. Bit of a bit of a blunderer, I guess. He could have been a lot more powerful than he turned out to be, sort of thing. But he did have a huge advantage and a huge army at one point. So I thought I'd try and capture that aspect of him in this particular battle. So if you have a look here, his health values, you can play 2 players, 3 or 4. He's going to have 4, 6 or 8 health there, and he's got quite a bit of different setup special rules as well. So let's flip him around to see what we've got here. So his special setup says replace the Rescue Civilians mission card with the Raid Wu Chao mission card instead. So if we have a look down here, normally our 3 standard missions are that we need to defeat a whole bunch of thugs, we need to clear some of the threats from around the locations, and there would be another similar card to this one here saying Rescue Civilians with 9 Rescue Civilian slots. We've got this one here instead. So this is Raid Wu Chao, and there are 6 heroic symbols there for us to sort of try and clear that card as one of the missions. Essentially, this particular scenario with this villain, what I was trying to capture is like a big battlefield type feel, and so in this case the thugs are the enemy soldiers and civilians are the heroic, the good guy soldiers, so they are not something you want to be defeating necessarily. So that's why I changed this up, because we don't want to be defeating civilians, we want to be defeating thugs instead. If we have a look here, we have the Raid Wu Chao mission card, and to go along with that we have the Wu Chao location. So we place that as Yuan Shao's starting location, and we set a special threat there called the supply depot at that location. So if we have a look over here, this is going to be, we're going to be using Dr. Doom as Yuan Shao. I don't actually have models for these guys, unfortunately, so this is going to do for Yuan Shao there. And we've already put in the Wu Chao location over there, we have Supply Depot. And this is where he did have his supply depot sort of set up in this location. You'll notice it's got a BAM effect to add 1 thug to this location. Plus it also has a little special caveat here. Remove this threat when the raid Wu Chao mission is complete. Does not count though as a cleared threat. So you can clear this only, so you can see there's no spaces for clearing here. So the way to clear this is to actually go and clear this mission instead. That will help you remove this card, but that doesn't actually work towards the clearing threats location or threats effect. So really, to be honest, I can remove this threat token. I don't need to put that there because that I won't be earning that if I can clear that threat. Let's have a look. Continuing, we place the Guandu location opposite, and that's going to be the hero starting location, and essentially we are trying to defend Guandu from the gigantic army of Yuan Shao. We are going to set a random threat there except for the tunnels threat, and then we're going to randomly set the remaining threats in the other locations. Plus we have to replace all starting civilians with thugs, so we're basically surrounded by the enemy. If we have a look here, we have our threats here, and this is the tunnels one, so we know we are not supposed to have tunnels in our starting location, so we're going to shuffle these up. Take that one out first. We'll place this down. This is a archery tower, so this is a landing spot location. If the enemy lands here, then a damage is dealt to each hero in this location and both adjacent locations as we get peppered with arrows. So we're going to pop that down there. Now we can put tunnels back into our random stack here, and we can shuffle, 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 whoa, shuffle, shuffle. Alright, and we'll put them, almost broke into like, what was it, Black Betty? Oh, Black Betty, shuffle, shuffle. Alright, so we're going to put these over here. We've got trenches. I'll pick up the trenches when we see them. We've got more trenches here. Well, let's have a look at them now, actually. So, heroes using movement to leave this location must use double movement instead. We've seen this location, this threat in previous characters, and we've certainly brought it out again today. So now that's going to be interesting. This is going to be an entire area that's going to be very slow to move through, so that could be very problematic. We've got the next one here, tunnels. Okay, so the tunnels are going to be over here, and we've got another archery tower. So that makes this area quite dangerous damage-wise, but this area quite dangerous time-wise. Let's have a look at what the tunnels do. There's only one of these, but this card here represents the troops undermining our location and trying to get into Guandu underground. So when civilians and civilians and thugs are being placed, this location is ignored and they are placed in the next location instead. And you might be wondering, what's that talking about? Because there's some slightly different ways that the civilians and thugs are actually placed in this scenario. So let's have a look here. When a hero is KO'd, Yuan Shao does not activate his BAM. Instead, add 2 thugs in his starting location, which is going to be up here in Wu Chao. Yuan Shao can only be damaged in locations with civilians present, essentially representing that we need to have our troops with us, we need to have an army present in order to be able to sort of combat him. So we need to bring in some civilians. Now you notice there are no civilians starting in the game, but we can add civilians by spending heroic actions on our turn and put them into any empty slots that might be in that location. We can also, when in the Wu Chao location, so we have to get to Wu Chao itself, and when there, we can contribute to the raid Wu Chao mission by spending heroic. So if we get to Wu Chao, we can place these heroic tokens there. And then we have the BAM effect here. So what he does is he adds 2 thugs to his starting location, and then he deals the damage to each hero in any location with a thug. So the armies are basically attacking us. All right. For each thug token that cannot be added, this, by the way, this is the overflow. For each thug token that cannot be added to a location, add that token to the next location instead. in the direction indicated by the movement on the latest master plan card in the storyline. So essentially all of the effects that place tokens in this mission are generally going to be in the Wu Chao location. So if we get KO'd, we add 2 thugs to his starting location. When he bams, he adds 2 thugs to the starting location. And then essentially that starting location is going to be overflowing a lot, and so therefore we look at this to see, okay, what happens when that happens. So essentially they're going to spread out this way, or they're going to spread out that way, depending on what the movement is, or what movement is indicated on his master plan cards. Alright, so hopefully that makes sense. We're going to have these waves of enemies sort of like encroaching and getting closer and closer to filling up Guandu. Now, our villainous plot: if all of the token slots in Guandu are ever full, we lose. So there you can see the way the tokens sort of spread out around the 2 different directions, the way that they're trying to fill up a particular location spot there is all very much taken from Captain Kuro. So again, big shout out to XNellyNelx for his original design with this one. So, but I thought it was a lot of fun to sort of play with this in the theme of like these rival armies, or at least one army's trying to overwhelm one sort of defensive location. So there we go. That's Yuan Shao. Let's see how we go against him. We've got a coalition of forces arranged against him as well. So, with great apologies to the Kingdom of Shu and their great god of war, Guandu. This is going to be Guandu because he's got a big green head, and that's going to help me remember he's the green character. So, he doesn't have his giant pole arm. Was it Blue Dragon? So, yeah, sorry, Guandu. He's actually going to be my second character. Actually, I picked up the wrong one, but he doesn't have any starting hand cards or anything like that. He's going to shuffle his cards, and we'll see what he's bringing to the party. All right. So I think in the Warriors Orochi range, I think I've got 4 heroes from each of the kingdoms now. So that's for a total of 12 heroes, and we now have 3 villains. I think I've shown. I'm trying to remember. Zhang Zhao, I think, was the first one I showed off, and now we've got Yuan Shao, and I've actually done a Samurai Warriors villain as well. Ishikawa Goemon, I think his name is, if I'm remembering correctly. So hopefully at some stage down the track I'll show that character off as well. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3. Alright, he's going to bring a move and a punch. He's also, he's got a couple of specials here. So he's got Ascending Dragon. So he defeats all thugs in his location, which is going to be handy in this particular scenario. And if we can show off, if we can do that in a location with any other heroes, we'll gain a heroic token for doing it, because we can sort of pose and go, haha, look how good I am. Alright, so, and then we've got God of War. Alright, so this one has a move and a punch, and this is important because we can defeat 1 thug in each location we enter this turn. So essentially, if we can combo this with some other movement from someone ahead of us, then we might be able to take out a few thugs with that, in addition to anything we can do with the punch here. Plus, until the start of our next turn, we cannot take any damage, so we become invulnerable. Alright, or, you know, whatever the term is for the heroes. I don't know if it's invulnerable for the heroes. Alright, so that's Guanyu. Now, in red with his sword raised high here, very heroic and noble looking. I think this is Baron Zemo, but for this game he's going to be Sun Chuan, I think his name is. Apologies, I'm butchering these names, but he is the king, or they call him Emperor or King of the Kingdom of Wu. So we're going to use him, but he is he's kind of like there's a few of them in the Kingdom of Wu, but this guy's kind of like the main one, who I think sort of was king for most of it. I think was the second son of Sun Jian, who I think we showed off in the last battle. All right, so 1, 2, 3. He's got 3. He's kind of like a young king. He's got the move and the punch. He's got a wild, and we are going to be playing standard mode. He's got a single punch as well, so no specials there, but yeah, some interesting cards there. We are going to be playing standard mode, so we don't have any equipment. Being Dynasty Warriors, I probably would like to put equipment in eventually down the track. I just haven't got around to it. Yeah, we're going to be using standard stuff here. So we've got our wilds and double wilds. If that's not how you roll, well, that's how we roll here at this table. And we've actually got, speaking of how we roll, we've got a character here who's, one of his moves is called roly-poly. So we'll see if that comes up at some point. 1, 2, 3. And all the moves in this game, sorry, a lot of the cards in this particular homebrew are based, sort of named after the moves and stuff as well. So we've got, as well as just some, like, I guess, you know, historical feats that they sort of are supposed to have done. So Bandit Leader, draw a card, deal damage equal to the number of civilians in your location. So not the greatest in this particular scenario, unless we can sort of time it a bit better. I guess we've got a bit of agency, we can put some out, but yeah, this would be probably more useful in a game with a lot more civilians. Yeah, we can split that damage amongst any enemies in our location. So if we basically are surrounded by a bunch of civilians who are on our side, we can attack with them. So we've got the heroic here as well. We have a punch and a heroic, and we have a movement. There we go. So this is Shu Chu, and he's from the Kingdom of Wei. So this is our big fella here. We're going to use Chode, and I just thought he was a cool one to use for this because he's blue and he's big. So there we go. Pretty simple stuff, I think. All right, so we've got our Wu Chao location up here that we will need to raid, because as you can see, this says, if we remind you here, add 1 thug to this location. So as long as this is around, whenever he's doing his BAM effect, he's actually going to be putting 3 of those tokens out. So that might be one we want to get rid of, but we also probably want to be getting rid of some of these other threats to either stop them damaging us, stop them sort of overflowing too quickly, or stop us from getting too slowed. So that's something we could work on. Plus we also definitely want to be taking out a lot of thugs so they're not overflowing us, and that will be helping us as well. So let's see how we go. Are we going to get overrun really quickly, or are we going to be able to sort of hold off these waves and yeah, take them down? Now, one thing we haven't mentioned is that we're using the Warriors Orochi United stuff, and there's a little bit of a special rule here with Musou abilities. So we haven't actually drawn any yet, but there are some Musou abilities in the decks, 1 per deck, and if your hero essentially has a Musou card in their hand and wants to play one, if any other player has a Musou card in their hand, at the moment you play your card, they can choose to sort of trigger a Musou link if they're in the same location with you, and then they can reveal their card, give you the bonus symbols from the bottom of that card, and then put their card at the bottom of their deck. So they lose the ability to use that powerful card, you know, potentially in their next turn, but they can help you have an even bigger turn, sort of thing, with the Musou link. So that's a little bit of a feature from the video game as well. So there you go. So that's something we'll be hopefully seeing. We don't know. It rarely, because there's only 1 in each deck, it's not something that happens all the time. So we'll see if it comes up this time. All right, and one last thing I should probably mention, I didn't mention over here, we've got the Wuzhang Plains, and here this has a permanent effect here, which is when a hero is KO'd specifically in this location, they delay the next villain turn by 1. So you sort of cop a bit of a penalty there. Well, you don't cop a penalty, but if you are having something bad happen to you there, getting KO'd, you can sort of get the benefit of delaying the villain turn by 1, and that sort of represents the story of Zhuge Liang, even when he sort of, I think he died of old age or disease or something like that on this battlefield, but he sort of set things up so that the enemy were so scared and thought that he was still alive and stuff, they sort of like let the enemy escape even though their commander had died, sort of thing. So that's kind of meant to represent that story. So those of you who know the story of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms probably shaking your heads at how you know, little actual knowledge I have of this stuff, but big fan of it. So hopefully you guys appreciate some of the little touches and little story elements and stuff here. So yeah, let's get down to the table and see how Yuan Shao handles his grand assault on our Guandu location. So let's check it out. So before he gets started, we better set him up with his starting health. We've got the thugs in their starting locations, but we do need to put down 6 health for Yuan Shao. We have to remember that we cannot actually damage him. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We cannot damage him until he has some civilians in his location. All right. There we go. Let's draw his first card. Actually, we should shuffle this up, I think, a little bit. I can't remember if I've shuffled that. I usually do, but let's double check. Let's just make sure he's got a bit of shuffle. All right. And, oh, all right, lots of special effects going on here. All right, what have we got going on? Can be a bit of a swingy character, this guy. So we can have good luck and bad luck. We'll see what happens. He's going to go counterclockwise, so he's going to come this way. He's going to go to the next location with any thugs. So he's actually going to go right to Chang'an. And he's going to, his special rule here is Immortal Prestige. He's going to discard, oh, interesting. So he's going to discard all the thugs in his location. So this is interesting. All right, so this is actually quite good for us because this is a huge location with lots of spots, and he's just cleared that, which means this path, this coming this way, is going to take longer now to fill up. So that was pretty lucky. But for each of those thugs discarded, Yuan Shao's health is increased. So that's the downside. He's actually just gained 3 health. So he's gone from, what was it, 6 health all the way to 9. So that's not great. And this sort of represents him being, you know, big, spoiled, sort of pampered, noble sort of thing. Also, he was quite, even though he had quite a powerful army and was quite sort of influential, he made a lot of tactical blunders and things like this that he really should have won this battle, and he basically squandered a lot of the good stuff going on and didn't treat his troops right and didn't listen to his soldiers and generals and stuff. So according to the what I've read at least, so take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, so a lot of his cards might have some potentially bad stuff for us, but also a lot of his things can sort of also, in a roundabout way, go against what he's trying to do. So hopefully you'll see sort of that flavour come through there and not think it's broken or, you know, doesn't really work, because this is still quite nasty because now he's got a bit more health there, but that certainly helped us out a little bit here. We've got a little bit more breathing room coming this way, especially since this is where the tunnels are going to be. So essentially when he starts overflowing here, they go straight from this location, they bypass the Sishui gate and go straight to Guandu. So we want to definitely get rid of these tunnels if we can, but this has bought us a bit more time. Alright, so we got a bit lucky there, that's pretty good. Well, let's draw our first card for Sun Chuan. And we'll see, he's just drawn himself as, I think that was what he drew, single movement. So, alright, he's really wanting to save his best cards for later on when it's going to count. So, alright, what are our options here? Oh, I forgot, was there a BAM on here? No BAM, okay, so we don't have to worry about placing any extra figures down. So this only happens with a BAM, this happens with a BAM. I think we're all good there. One thing we should also note is he landed on the archery tower, but I didn't trigger any of that because he's only shooting at heroes in these locations 1, 2, and 3. So that doesn't affect us this turn. So we got quite lucky there, apart from the fact that he boosted himself up a fair bit. Alright. Alright, well, I mean, a move and a punch, I mean, we do want to be clearing these guys, don't we? interesting. One thing we could do, since this has bought us some time, maybe this isn't as much of a priority as it might normally be. I wonder if, since I've got some move and punch, I've got some more move and punch things here, I wonder if I might play this. Now this is going to slow us down, but if I can get with Sun Quan, just the only thing is, do we have... Because what I could do is, if I play that movement, would I have enough movement for another character to just sort of leapfrog through here? I mean, that could be good. Do we just get rid of this archery tower so we can start using Guandu as a location? Oh, that's an interesting thing as well. In which case... Because I was thinking, oh, what if we go this way and start dealing with this? But the problem is, I don't think I've got a lot of heroics in this hand. I could gain a heroic from the Ascending Dragon, but that's not necessarily the best, so maybe to give myself some heroics to start dealing with some of these, what I might do is just simply play the Wild with Sun Quan. I wonder how many heroics I've got in this team. Yeah, so if I played this one here, maybe that will help me with Guandu here. Just play the single there. Oh, interesting. Alright, well I'm going to play this Wild as a heroic and put it on there. I guess I could put a Wild on here, but I'll just do that. Actually, yeah, no, let's do that. I never know whether to actually place the Wild symbol, Wild action token, or just place the one I'm using it as. Alright, so we've done that. Let's see what Guandu earns here. So he's got a single heroic there. We could play Ascending Dragon to defeat all the thugs in this location and then gain a heroic. And then maybe move to the next spot. That could be pretty good. Or we could simply just play that one and use the Ascending Dragon in a location where maybe there are more thugs that I can take out in one turn. So I might do that. I think I might save that. I might play this one here. That's going to give us... Well, here's what we could do. We could play these two. We've got a heroic, play the other Wild as a heroic, clear this location. That would give us a punch. We could take out one more thug. We're not really getting anywhere though, are we? But taking a thug out from Guandu, because we know we don't want them landing in Guandu, so taking a thug out from Guandu is probably always good. So let's do that. Alright. That's one threat cleared, and that's a proper threat, not like Wu Chao over there. Should we get cracking on heading towards Wu Chao though? Are we being a bit too slow out the gate? Alright, well, we'll put the archery tower down. We've cleared one. So at least this is a little bit safer now. If he lands on us over here, we're not going to get hit. We've just got to worry about this corridor here. Okay. Now, what does this say? This says, if you started your turn in this location, which we did, we gain a punch token. So it rewards us. The idea here is it rewards us for staying and defending the city, defending the fortress. So we've got a punch token with Guandu because he stayed there and defended Guandu. Okay. And we've got one more turn before Yuan Shao goes again. So we're going to use Shu Chu. Oh wow, okay, so he's drawn 2 punches. Okay, he's pretty punch heavy, this guy. He's got this movement. Again, we're sort of done here, aren't we? Like, we could stay here and build up some tokens, but I think we'd be overwhelmed with thugs if we tried that. Now the problem is I haven't really given myself any movement, have I? I need to get cracking. So draw a card, deal a damage to each Yeah, okay, so we would need civilians. We could play this heroic here and put a civilian down, but again, I think I'm going to... I don't want civilians around too early because then they're going to sort of clog up the battlefield and things will overflow too quickly. So the bringing in our forces, like sending them out on a sortie from Guandu, is sort of like a timing thing. We want to sort of obviously do it when he's more in his vulnerable state, when we're not too worried about overflow, if that's ever going to be a thing. So I might play this movement just to get myself out of here. So the question is, am I going to play this movement to start heading this way, or am I going to deal with the tunnels? I need to deal with the tunnels, but also this area has cleared up, this one has not, and if we don't do something about this, that's going to be problematic as well. I'm just worried that I don't think I've got a super movable, like a super mobile team. And I'm not sure if I've got a huge amount of heroics either, so this is going to need heroics and movement, and or movement to get through this way. Boy oh boy, that's a tough decision. I think... Alright. Shoo, what's your gut telling you, buddy? And it's a pretty considerable gut too, so I think we should listen to it. I think because this opened up so well, I think I'm going to go this way. Alright, I'm going to step in here with the movement. Now I'm stuck here, essentially having to have 2 movement to get out of here if I need to, so I'm definitely going to work on it with my heroic. And I may as well do a little bit of punching. I'm going to leave the thug in Guandu. I'm going to punch this thug in the Wujiang Plains. So there we go. Alright. Now, have we done enough? Alright, we've cleared up Guandu. That's not too bad, but what's Yuan Shao going to do to us now? Let's have a look. Let you read that. Hopefully is that focusing? Alright. So he's going clockwise this time. So he's going this way. Aha! Now, this says move clockwise to the next location with any civilians. Alright. Now, if there are no civilians, which there are none, he basically just doesn't move. He's now going to bam, and then his slash of glory is him basically finally doing something, you know, heroic and attacking the enemy soldiers, and he discards all civilians in his location. So you can see if you're at the stage where you're trying to damage him and there are civilians in his location, he basically is able to clear them out. So it provides a way for him to foil your plans of basically just setting up civilians everywhere and then attacking him wherever you want. But in this situation, he's basically not going to move. He's going to bam, which is going to put some things down, but he's not going to be discarding any civilians. Now, in this particular case, it's not going to matter anyway, but what I'm actually thinking, since DC United Superheroes United has come out, I've looked back at the design of a character like this, and this is a character that gives me a thought of like, oh, this is something I could maybe add with that whole under pressure mechanic, where perhaps early game his ability removes your progress on the raid Wu Chao card here, and then when he goes under pressure, when you're more likely to be, you know, trying to attack him and he wants to get rid of the civilians, because you're not really incentivized to put the civilians out early enough anyway, it might add this ability as well, so discard all civilians here. So I'm just thinking that might be something I might update this particular character with, but in this particular case we got a bit lucky there. That's not really going to hurt us too much. So he's not going to move because there's no civilians to move to. He's going to bam though. So what happens with his bam is he adds 2 thugs to the villain starting location, plus he's going to add a another civilian because of the supply depot. So he adds a total of 3. So we're going to put 1, 2, and now because there's an overflow, it's going to go clockwise this time because that's what this latest card tells us to do. And so luckily we started working over here, but I've made a blunder, haven't I? So he's going to come this way. But the blunder is, the next part of his BAM is that he deals a damage to each hero in any location with a thug. So what I really should have done with Shu Chu here is I really should have attacked this thug, then that would have at least kept these two safe. I forgot all about the fact that these soldiers, if we leave them around in a location, they're going to attack us. So now all of us are in locations, yeah, that's not great. So we're going to take a damage each. So let's have a look. Sun Quan, I think what I'm going to do with him, as much as I usually don't value the single moves, I think I'm going to lose the single punch at this stage just because I might need that movement to sort of get cracking and start coming around and helping out Shu Chu there. So that's what I'll do there. I've got two pretty good cards here with Guandu, so I might just lose the move and the punch because the other's kind of equivalent or even better. And then Shu Chu, you're also getting hit. Again, I think at this stage in the game we might need these heroics for clearing some of these threats, so I'm going to pop that there. Alright, we'll keep, so I've got rid of the double punch and we might save that for later. I'm going to be, I've got to be careful with the heroics too, because I need enough heroics to clear either this or to clear enough of these threats, but then I'm going to need some heroics left in my deck to put out some civilians to create spaces where Yuan Shao is vulnerable. Alright. So, well that was, so for a turn that wasn't really, we missed out on a lot of his impact of that card. That was still pretty nasty, so you can see this, he can really overflow quite fast, he can sort of spread out a little bit, so luckily we've got a bit of breathing room here still. Alright, we're going to draw a card for Sun Quan. Now, if I'm, oh no we don't, this is Scalding Wind. Okay, so this is not a Musou card either, we haven't seen a Musou card yet, I don't think. Alright, so this one this is much better for late game, isn't it? It says choose a target that you dealt damage to this turn. So we have to go in and like slice him up and cause a flaming wound essentially. So we have to deal a damage to someone and then choose that target and say, okay, on the next hero's turn, damage dealt to that target is doubled. So great card to combo with someone else, but not in this particular situation. Okay, and I don't have, I really would like some more, oh I really would like some more heroics, wouldn't I? Interesting. Well, boy oh boy, I don't have anything there, do I? I've got a movement, I may as well just play two movements because that's not really going to help me. I think what I might do is just play the move and the punch. Alright. So I could now move twice and punch. But the move twice is not going to be super helpful because as soon as I get here, I'll only have one more movement. That won't be enough to get that way. I could potentially get all the way over to here. Do I really want to do that? Not sure. Not sure that I do. Alright, Sun Quan, I think I'm going to head this way and just waste this movement. I'm going to do a punch. I'm going to punch this thug here. Got to remember to punch this one if he's going to stay here, but he might not stay here, so we'll see how we go. Alright. Now, Guandu, I might save that punch token of yours until I know which way is more desperate that I need to defend. Oh no, okay. So I've got a single punch, again not Fantastic. I have this one which is going to let me defeat one thug in each location I enter, so I can combo this nicely, but again, not really, because I've got, if I move here, my second movement isn't going to be enough to get in there. So that's not really the best. Because I'm not going to get as much sort of thugs defeated that way, am I? Alright, otherwise I've got the Ascending Dragon. This is also not ideal either, because it's going to let me defeat all thugs in my location. So the best I could get, I suppose, is getting to here and I could defeat 2. Doesn't seem super worthwhile. And I'd love to do it over here in front of these guys so they could get myself a star token and put it down here. But then I'm only defeating one thug in that case. Ugh. Tough choice. Tough choice. Right. Do I waste not killing many of them to get myself a star to sort of keep progress on that? Maybe that's worth it. But I also don't really want to be sending them all in the same direction either. So I need someone to come over here and deal with these tunnels at some point. I could just move punch, take both of them out and just end up over here, but again, that doesn't solve as much. I think if I'm going to head over this way, boy, this feels bad. I don't think I should, I think this is potentially a blunder, but we'll see. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to use my God of War status to come in and absolutely wreck this one guy. And these guys are suitably impressed. They're like, wow, that was really cool. You really took care of that guy. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty good. And I'm going to earn a heroic because I'm going to flash my smile and flip my big luxurious beard there. And that's going to give me a heroic, and I will immediately spend that heroic token to place it on the trenches there. Unfortunately, I still cannot use that extra movement. Oh no, I can't even move back, because yeah, once I'm in here, I can't move out of here without spending 2, so I'm sort of stuck there as well. I've done my 1 punch. Oh, sorry, I haven't done my 1 punch. I defeated this thug with this ability here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch in Guandu just on the way out there. So there we go. We've cleared a bit of space here, so we've got a bit of space now on both sides. I'm going to need to send someone back this way, aren't I, once we've got the trenches cleared. Alright. Speaking of sending someone somewhere... Oh man, he really just wants to beat up a bunch of people, doesn't he? Shoo-choo. Alright, so he's got that. Now this is interesting. He's got this bandit leader one. I think I could build up some health with that because we have been hit, but I don't think I want to do that. I think what I want to do is play the punch and the heroic. Oh boy, I really need to have a few more heroics in my deck, I think, all up. Oh man, alright, so we are going for this one. So let's go... who is this? Shoo-choo. Alright, you're blue. Alright. Alright, so he's going to clear this mission. Alright, he's going to put that heroic to work on that mission there. That's another threat cleared. I should say mission, I should say threat. Now this says if I end my turn here, I can discard a card to the bottom of my deck, so I can take a damage. Because I'm on a big battlefield. That's likely, but the key there is that we're in a spot where if we do get KO'd, we can delay the dual turn. So you can, if it's worth your while, you can actually sort of purposely take some damage here to finish yourself off so that you can delay the villain turn if that seems worth it to you, and if the punishment for KO isn't too bad. In this particular situation, I think maybe it's not the best idea. Alright, so I have moved. Now unfortunately I cannot move again. I was thinking, oh no, hold on, yes I can move. I haven't moved, sorry. I've just put the star down, haven't I? I started there in my turn. So I can move. So the question is, do I move back this way to start working on this, but have to sort of waste my punch action? Or do I rely on someone else to start heading back this way and deal with the Si Shui Gate and maybe Shu Chu, since he has another heroic here anyway, maybe he sets himself up to start working on this. I think that might be what I do. I'm going to send him this way with my movement, since I'm now no longer restricted with any movement here. Straight into a situation where I am restricted, but I'm going to use, now I'm going to be able to use my punch on this thug here. Alright, I've got to be careful that I don't overflow this too quickly, because I need to still work on these two threats here, don't I? Alright. Enter. Oh, and I have put myself in a spot where I could get damaged, because I haven't completely taken out that thug. But I think that's alright, these two are okay, so I think we're doing okay here. Alright, well, in that case, that's a full round of the heroes. No Musou cards to speak of yet. We've got, I think this is a regular movement card, this one. So what's he up to? He's going counterclockwise again, so he's going 1, 2, 3. He's going to land right on the Wuzhang Plains. Luckily for us, though, there are no thugs in that location for us to get bammed with, but there are some over here. So let's do the bam. He's going to place, Wu Chao is still in order. So he's going to place 2 here. He cannot do that, so they're going to go over to Yin Xuan. Uh-oh. You know what? I think we could be in a bit of trouble here, because of Wu Chao, we've got an extra overflow. So now there is a soldier in. We've been caught in an ambush. Soldier in Wuzhang Plain. So this is the feel I'm trying to create, this sort of like battlefield, and you're sort of getting the forces sweeping back and forth and causing all sorts of havoc. So we are going to now get damaged. And everyone's taking a damage here, so holy moly. Alright, Sun Xuan. I might lose your Scalding Wind now, because if we're getting damaged this much, it might pop back up later in the game. So we'll put that one at the bottom. Yeah, God of War, where are you, buddy? Yeah, maybe I'll keep that one around. Oh, maybe that would have been a good one to protect me from damage too. Alright, so we'll put the other one at the bottom. And Bandit Leader, I think we need to keep the Bandit Leader one around just to start working on those, clearing those threats there. So, oof, 1 health each on each of them. Then, on top of all that, at the bottom, we've got Forced Conscription. This huge army of Yuan Shao's is still growing, so he puts another 2 out, so that's actually going to fill up here. Now, the way that card works is you want to hope that, you know, maybe this is the end of his initial sort of BAM overflow, so we wouldn't have taken damage, and then he would still put some more in afterwards, but they wouldn't have hurt us. But unfortunately it wasn't to be. We were just a little bit too full there. Alright, so bit back and forth here. I thought we were doing pretty well each round. I think, oh yeah, we did alright there, and then his card sort of comes out and makes things quite scary, so you can see how quickly this sort of crept back up again. So this is why I'm really worried about the tunnels. Alright, okay, what have we got? We've got a move and a star. Boy, oh boy. Well, we'll draw a card with, aha! Harness their talent. Interesting. Let's have a look at this one. There's a bit of reading going on, a bit of text. Yes, I'll try and hold that still. Alright. Hopefully you've got that. Alright. So, harness their talent. So Sun Quan, as far as what I was able to sort of read about him, he wasn't the greatest sort of warrior himself, but he was, you know, he was good at sort of getting the best out of his troops, you know, his generals and his heroes and that sort of thing. He sort of inspired them to greatness. So he chooses another hero to name an action type other than wild, and on their next turn, action symbols of that type are doubled on the bottom of the card that they play. So not the one on the previous card, but just the particular one they play, they can double one of the symbols there. So that might help us get over to the Sishui Gate. That might be quite handy. Oh, but he needs movement. Oh, man. Oh, if I play that... Ah, no. Okay, because I was hoping... Yeah, okay. I can jump in here with him, and he can put a star down, but I haven't given him any movement there, have I? Oof. If only. If only. Because if I play that now, it's sort of going to waste. That'll be 2 heroics in a spot where I can't do anything with them. No, I can't do that. I'm going to have to play the single movement. All right. Just hasn't quite lined up some of these combos I've got here. So he's going to step in. He's going to place 1 heroic here, and he's going to deal. Where's he going to deal the damage? I guess he'll deal the damage here. All right. 1 damage there. Alright. Boy, I would have loved to have had that heroic for Guandu, and being able to see what I was thinking is double the movement, and then Guandu could have got all the way over to Sishui Gate here. Right. And now, the problem with God of War again is that we can defeat a thug in each location we enter this turn, which isn't going to be the best. It is not going to be the best. Where is... Do I just move in heroic? Oh man. Maybe we're going to have to come around to the tunnels from the other side. Holy moly, which... Whoa, okay. Alright, let's play this one. I could use the 1, 2... I could sort of use the God of War to go 1, 2... He could defeat this guy as he steps in and then use his punch to take out the other one. But then he's not giving any heroics to the next character and so on, so yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm going to step in. They're really sticking together, aren't they? I'm going to step in and place a heroic down here. Oh boy. And then, shoot you, what are you drawing? But oh, look at that, it's heroics for days. Alright, so, draw a card, deal a damage equal to the number of civilians in your location. So is this the time I want to put a civilian out? I could damage some of these guys. I would love to move, but I'm not going to be able to move out of here, so I guess I'm stuck where I am. So maybe do I heal myself up? Because getting another overflow here could be quite nasty. Deal damage equal to the number of civilians in your location. Because I could put one out. I could put one out. Of course I'd love to do more with more civilians, but alright, I'll do this one here. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to play one of these heroics to clear the location, because we definitely want to do that. I'm then going to... oops, sorry, that doesn't go there. That goes here. How many have we done? 1, 2, 3. Okay, we've got to get one more. I'm then going to also draw a card, because of the bandit leader ability, a wild, that might come in handy. Then I'm going to spend the other heroic to put, I'm going to call my soldiers out, my bandits, here we go, come from the hills. They're going to appear, they can now do a damage to this thug here. Okay. And now, this says you may defeat a thug in this or an adjacent location. Oh, that is a tough choice because, I mean, that seems, okay, pretty obvious. That's a great thing, defeat a thug. But I am one whole threat away, at least 2 locations away, from completing this mission, and yeah, I could step into Wu Chao and just try and spend a bunch of heroics, but again, I don't know how many heroics I've got left, and I don't know if I want to spend 3 heroics doing this. Although we do know that the next person is going to have to spend a heroic, probably not in a location that they're going to want to do any threat stuff with. Oh boy. Do I take out, because it would be quite handy to take out a thug in Wu Chao, because then no matter which direction they go, we're sort of stopping some overflow there. But do we want to accelerate that villain turn? For the rest of the game? I don't think it's worth it. Ugh, I don't think it's worth it. Okay. We're really going to have to get cracking on one of these. We might even have to make it the archery tower. Ooh. Okay. Got myself in all sorts of situations here. Oh, and you know what we didn't do? Because I was going to say the other thing we could... maybe we do have to do this, because otherwise if we get a BAM... we are going to be... We're going to take 2 KOs. I mean, we could still potentially get a KO depending on which way the soldiers come, right? But if we defeat this thug, at least we're safe for a little bit. Oh, I don't know. This is a tough one. Yuan Shao, he's nothing to sneeze at. He's not a great tactical genius, but his army is nothing to sneeze at. Alright. Okay. What is he up to? Alright, is it his turn? It is his turn. Okay. He's going counterclockwise. Wait, did he go counterclockwise? Which way did he go? Yeah, he went counterclockwise 3 last time, didn't he? Yep, okay. So he's... Wait a second, did I put the guys out in the wrong spots? I think I did, didn't I? I think they were supposed to come this way. Oh, so that's interesting, isn't it? Alright. Hold on a second. Well, you know what? Let's just play as if that was the way they were supposed to come out. That's fine. That's fine. I could retrack. I could give myself a health back for the 2 guys that were there that wouldn't have been hit, and so on and so on. But let's just keep playing. All right. So there you go, folks. Learn your left from your right. Your counterclockwise and your clockwise. But so he's going this way. So we've taken some extra damage that we wouldn't have, but now if these 2 in a row had come out, he would definitely be sort of like coming through with a lot. So there's no extra special rules with this one, so that's kind of lucky, but let's have a look. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to land in Guandu. He's going to put out 3 thugs this way. 1, 2, 3. One is from the... 2 are from the BAM. 1 is from the BAM from the supply depot. And I think that's it, really. Just he's putting the 3 out. Okay. But if he overflows from here, we're skipping here and we're going straight here. Alright. Okay. Luckily didn't land in a spot that's going to damage us. Okay. We didn't get damaged by the BAM because we're not in a location. So we got kind of lucky there. That's pretty good. But can we keep our luck going? Alright, it is... Aha! Sun Chuan. Now, so we've still got this harness card here, so this might be good, but we also do have a Musou card. Alright. There we go. Now the Musou card, these are always supposed to be pretty, you know, they're probably their most powerful cards. Lets him punch twice in his location, and he gains a heroic token for each target that he defeats with that attack. So that's pretty good. You'll see the Musou link down the bottom. If I was choosing to reveal this when another player plays their Musou link, those are the two symbols I would give to that player for their turn. So that's how the Musou link works. Alright, now I'm playing with a little bit of extra knowledge here, playing open-handed and with controlling all the characters, so depending on whether you play this game close-handed or open-handed, which blew my mind. I don't know if you guys are following the conversation on Board Game Geek, but it blew my mind that people consider co-op games as standard close-handed. And I guess, okay, well, I guess most games are closed-handed, so maybe you just would assume it that way, but I've always just assumed in a co-op game, unless it specifies you're not allowed to share details and stuff, that you would want to help each other out as much as possible. So I've just always thought, oh, you just play open-handed, right? But with the Musou link, you can create a little bit more of a, like, oh, what's going to happen sort of thing if you don't know if other characters have their Musou links in their hand and stuff like that. But we happen to know that no one has a Musou link here, so we might not want to play this one now, and hope that another Musou card comes out so we can sort of get more out of our Musou. But yeah, let's have a look. So this is pretty good though. We've got a heroic over there, so we could move and then do 2 punches, take out 2 of those guys in Wu Chao and gain 2 more heroics. So we'd have 3 heroics, so all of a sudden we're in a position where maybe we want to just finish off Wu Chao. So that's not bad. The other thing we could do is we could do harness their talent, but that's not the greatest one in the world because we've only got a heroic over there. So we could play this and then let someone else double one of their actions, but we wouldn't be doing much apart from maybe wanting to put some civilians down, but I don't know if I want to fill up the locations with too many civilians. You know, maybe one in a couple of locations is not too bad. So I actually think, even though there's no Musou out here for us to sort of boost this card, I think I'm going to play this one. So let's do this. So we can, I might even, yeah, switch up my tactics here now, although with the tunnels out, I don't know. Who's this? Alright, we're going to move in with Sun Chuan. He's going to do 2 punches. Now, at least we can start punching these thugs with abandon because we don't have to worry about the fact that we've already put him under pressure. So that's 2. That'll give us 2 heroic tokens. But I don't want to wait until, considering we've only got 1 more hero turn and then the villain goes and we've got, you know, so it's going to take if we rely on these tokens to finish off one of these, that's going to take too long. So I think I might even go for this. So even though it's not going to count as working towards a threat, if we can clear this, it will complete a mission outright. So maybe that's what I do. Maybe that's what I do. Yeah, okay, so we've moved in, defeated those 2 thugs. That's earned us 2 heroic tokens. And then along with Shu Chu's heroic there, I'm going to put 1, 2, and 3 down. Now, eagle-eyed observers might have noticed when I showed this card, I think I showed this card, I don't know if I actually held it up, but it's got the little linked symbol there. And that's just because when I was building this card, this is the template that I found, but I didn't intend for you to have to spend 2 in a particular turn to finish a row. I just intended you for any heroic you spend in Wu Chao specifically, you can put on here, so you don't have to spend 2 in a row. Alright then, we've only got 1 more hero turn before things get real. Alright, so Guandu, what have you got? You've got a wild here. Right, we've got a movement over there, we've got this movement, so we could move through 2 locations, defeating 1 thug in each, and making ourselves invulnerable. And when I say ourselves, I mean just Guandu. I don't really want to do that. I'm hoping we can hold out long enough with the overflows and things that I can get this done in time. Although I'm not happy with how slow this is going, but at least we know Shu Chu's got a couple here. So I think we can get cracking. I think Shu Chu could almost get it done in his turn. Alright, Guandu, you're going to play this. You're going to move in. Man, they're really sticking together. Okay. Talk about Marvel United. Okay, so, or Warriors Orochi United. We're going to move in. We're going to use that wild on the raid Wu Chao. We're going to really try and... Because if we can get rid of this, at least his overflow is going to be one thing less. So that could be good as well. Alright, I'd love to have some more heroics left over for putting out some more civilians too. I'm thinking, well, do we do this punch now? Do we do this punch now? Do I spend it now, take out a guy in? Because at least we know in Wu Chao it's always going to be valuable punching someone in Wu Chao. So maybe I do. I could save it for Yuan Shao, but since I was just basically sort of spinning my wheels there, just putting a single thing down, I think it would be good to contribute to sort of slowing the overflow down. Alright, now before Shu Chu gets a turn, we now have the under pressure Yuan Shao. Is that pressure going to make him make good decisions or bad decisions? Hopefully he makes bad decisions. Alright, what's he up to? Ah, okay. So he's going to move clockwise to the next location with any civilian. So he's... Luckily we haven't spent too much time investing in putting civilians out. So he's gone counterclockwise, I should say. Counterclockwise. He's liking it. Now, he's doing a lot of counterclockwise movement, so I wonder if he's got a bunch of clockwise stuff coming up. I have to bear that in mind. He's going to defeat this... Well, he's going to do a BAM first, isn't he? So let's do this. He's going to put one... Unfortunately, Wu Chao is still going, so he's putting 1, 2 down. Plus he... Oh, no, I just realised we're about to take some hits here, aren't we? Plus he puts an extra one out... no, hold on, he doesn't do that yet. So he puts these two out. Then he deals the damage to each hero in a spot with a civilian. Sorry, with a thug. So these two are going to take a hit, which... oh no, we're going to lose our harness their talent card. That's no good. Alright. So that means we are KO'd with Sun Quan. And unfortunately, Guandu loses his God of War card too. That's not great. So he gets taken out. That's 2 KOs. Now the KOs... unfortunately, that's another 2. Uh-oh. Quick, we need to get someone down to Guandu's stat. Alright, so 1, 2, we're going counterclockwise. And then another 1. Now, we don't put another one here, that's 2. Uh-oh. And we get 1 more because of Wu Chao. Oh, that is not great. And then he discards this guy, so this one goes away. Alright. Holy moly, oh, I'm in trouble now. Okay, quick, someone do something about this. Alright, Shu Chu. Please have a good card. Alright, we've given him a wild. Oh, this is good. Oh no, it's that bandit leader one again. I mean, well, healing is not bad, I guess. But I need 1 more heroic. Oh man, alright, so I could move, I could put 1 more down. Either way... yeah. In a way, that's not great. Okay, well, let's draw a card at least have as much health as we can, I guess. So, I'm going to step in. I've got a bit of health though, don't I? Maybe I save this till I can be in a spot where I put I've already put someone out. Heroic. Alright. So we're going to move in and do a heroic. Yep, we've moved in. We're going to put 1 more heroic down. We're still not quite there. And... Oh, okay. This is my last turn before things get real. I really need to defeat some thugs here too, don't I? Boy. Well, oh, that is not going to do it. That is not, oh God. I should have played the wild and given the next player at least something different they could have done. Oh, that's a blunder. Alright, where am I? I wake up. Oh, hold on. No, wait. Why have I got two cards here? Was I not KO'd? I thought I was KO'd over here. Surely I only had one card. So maybe I'm supposed to draw more cards. Why have I only got two cards? What am I doing? I'm supposed to have 4 cards, right? Like, draw the 3, then you draw one at the beginning of your turn. Before you draw step or whatever. Alright, here we go. Ah, it's still all heroics. Well, we can get cracking on... I guess, putting out civilians or something with these. I guess I do the harness their talent to give. Oh, the problem is... Oh, now this is interesting. Guandu isn't going to know... He's not going to know what he needs. As if there even is still a turn after this. Okay, so... Oh... Should I save that? Maybe I should save that until I know what to use it for, but... Alright. Shun Chuan is going to stand up. He is going to play a heroic down. That's going to clear this mission. Yes, there we go. Mission complete. Alright. Now he's vulnerable at least. Okay, so... Raid Wu Chao is done. That now clears this. It doesn't count as another clearing a threat, so we don't get to add to that one and complete 2 missions in a row. We cannot move, but this says you may discard 2 thugs from anywhere. Ooh, from anywhere. Oh, 2 thugs from anywhere. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove 1 from here, but I'm going to remove the other one from here. And that will allow me to spend the other heroic to put a civilian in here. And now this is a spot where we can damage him. Okay. Yes. Although putting a civilian in Wu Chao maybe not the greatest idea because that's where everything's going to be overflowing from. Oh. I mean, the other thing I could do is just remove 2 from there. But at least he's not going to be putting an extra one out each turn. Okay. Well, it's his turn. What's he up to? Does he clobber us, or do we live for another round? Let's find out. He's still going counterclockwise. Oh no, and he's going counterclockwise. Oh, to the location with civilians. So all our good work there. Alright, well let's do this first. Okay, so he goes this way. Oh man, alright. Oh, this could be all over. So he goes this way, lands here, then he does the BAM. So he puts 2 out. Can't go there, can't go here. These 2 go here. Ooh. How many KOs are going to happen here? If it's any, we're in trouble. Alright, so... Then we take a damage. Guandu's already out. Shu is going to have to lose. Oh. What are you going to do, Shu? Do you want to keep the wild? Because you can use it as a punch, because you know you'll be in that spot. Or do you draw a card? Oh no, because you can deal damage. Well, yes, okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll keep the bandit leader, we'll lose this one. Because if we survive this, I think that's a better card. Then, unfortunately... Sun Xuan gets taken out. I guess it's better to have the single, sorry, to lose the single star than the double star. I guess. Alright. So he's done his damage. Luckily that didn't KO us, because now he's not going to fill up, because if he'd KO'd us twice then we'd be in trouble. But luckily he doesn't put an extra he doesn't put an extra one out because of Shu Chu. Sorry, because of Wu Chao, sorry. So we get lucky there. He doesn't put any extra out, but he does get rid of our civilian here, unfortunately. Boy, oh boy, he's wiping out our forces as soon as they can pop up. Okay, well, I think we got sort of lucky there, because I think we can at least put one back out again with... Oh, now we were supposed... Before we were supposed to probably choose this before, but... Oh, yeah. Well, I think I probably would have... Knowing that he was going to be vulnerable, I think I probably would have tried to get the punches. So, apologies if that seemed like cheating, but I think that's fair enough. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Ooh, wow, okay. We've got, oh, here we go. We were starving for good cards early on. Yeah, hopefully this will pay off now. Oh, man, we could take him out. Could we take him out? What's he got? 9 health? We could do Heavenly Gale. So these are these powerful Musou cards. Unfortunately, we also are not in a position where the Musou are in anyone's hands at the moment. But this is going to let us do 2 punches. But unfortunately, they're not at the bottom of my card, so they're not going to get doubled. But the 2 punches themselves, because of Heavenly Gale, would get to do 2 damage each. So I could do 4 damage to him with that. So that's pretty good. I could do 4 damage there. And this is, of course, assuming, and I'm going to do it, that I'm using the heroic here to put a civilian back out. So now we're in a spot with him where we can do some damage to him. So I could do that. Or I could do another... I could just do a punch and a star. I could do a double wild, which would be really helpful for Shu Chu to be able to do some more damage there. Ah, that's interesting. God of War, I could start moving around and sort of take out the thugs. So if I'm wanting to sort of use Guandu to sort of be the person who just helps clear the board whilst the others are attacking him, that's potentially useful. This one's pretty good, but this double wild, it might be the go. And if it wasn't the double wild, I might even be tempted to use this rather than the Heavenly Gale, because the Heavenly Gale is going to give me 4 damage against him, but all it's going to give to Shu Chu is a movement, and he doesn't necessarily need that. Whereas Shu Chu can deal a lot more damage if we can put some more civilians in place. Oh man, okay. But the cost of getting more civilians in place is going to really cost attacks we could be doing against our friend there. Alright, so here's what we'll do. Man, we could do 4. This would let us do 2 plus a bunch more. I think the double wild is the best in this situation. Plus that way we can maybe tee up the Musou link later on. Alright, so let's go 2 damage. We'll use these as... Oh, but we're not getting the... Well, the only one that we could do 2 damage to him, and... Because we could double the punch here and use the star. Oh, you know what? Yeah, maybe that's the best. Alright, sorry guys, back and forth, back and forth. Let's do this. Because we want to make use of this harness their talent. So we said that we were doing punches. We've only really got one card with punches at the bottom. Well, there's this one here, but I don't think that's the best. So we'll use this to do 2 punches against our friend Yuan Shao here. So that's going to take 2 damage off him while he's in a spot with a civilian. I'm not actually going to use the other star. I could, say, use one of the punches on the thug instead, and then use the star and put the star out, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't know if mathematically that would work better if I did this, but I'm going to use the extra punch on Yuan Shao. Then I'm going to use the location effect to discard 2 thugs from anywhere, so I'll do that from Wu Chao. So they're going to go there. That frees up some space now for the following turn. So we've still got to do quite a few hits here. Plus we were still able to clear a few spots out here. I'm going to draw a card. Oh, unbeatable. Alright, let's have a look at what this does. It's a punch, and I think it just says we can't take any damage until the start of our next turn. So that's not bad, but I'm going to use Bandit Leader because I've got 2 stars at the bottom here, so I can now put 2... This is risky because I'm now filling up Wu Chao. Oh gosh, is this a good move? How close am I going to be able to take him out? That's 2, so that's now 3 civilians there. I can draw a card, so that helps me heal up a little bit. Oh, I got my roly-poly Musou. So if we survive long enough, we can maybe tee up a Musou attack. Here we go. Alright. But I'm going to do this because, draw my card. Now I get to deal damage equal to the number of civilians in my location. So I've got 3 civilians in that location. Plus I've got the punch from Guandu here, so I can do a total of 4 damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Leaving him on 3 health. Ooh, haven't really done much about this though, have I? And I've created a really dangerous situation here. That's not great. I thought this was a master plan, but maybe it's a baby brain plan, I don't know. And he was supposed to wake up to do all that stuff before too, this guy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use discard 2 thugs from anywhere. I'm going to discard 1 from here and 1 from here so that we don't get attacked here. Oh no, we're going to get attacked here anyway, aren't we? Because he's always going to put stuff out there to start with. Well, I'll do it like this anyway. Alright, so that's 2 thugs defeated from anywhere. So as you can see, you really incentivize Wu Chao and Guandu have some good effects there. You want to get rid of those if you can, or the threats from there I should say. Alright, well that was Shu Chu's turn. It's now, after 2 hero turns, Yuan Shao's turn. Have we done enough? We have, he's not, well this is potentially good, potentially terrible. Let's see what happens. Because he's not moving, so it means we can really sort of hopefully get him if he doesn't get us this time. Oh, I think we're okay. So he's bam. So he is bamming. So he's putting 2 down, so we are going to get hit here. That's 1. But luckily, he's going clockwise finally. So, 1, 2. And then there's going to be some damage happening. Oh, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. So luckily, because we're able to heal up with Bandit Leader, he got some snacks from his bandits. He's okay. So we're gonna keep the roly-poly card, even though I think we're gonna have to finish off Yuan Shao before Shu gets a turn. Well, let's keep the Musou card. We'll lose this one, and Sun Chuan, he gets hit. Must have got hit earlier as well. Doesn't really matter, does it? Let's lose. Oh, man, I guess we. Oh man, is he gonna? Do we have enough damage to do anything? We need to draw a punch with him, otherwise we're in a bit of trouble. So he must have been. He was the guy who had all the the stars up his sleeves, because he certainly had a bunch there. All right, we'll keep the movement. I don't know why, but yeah, we'll keep the movement. Okay. So, Shu, you had a turn. Now, so that was the BAM. He doesn't put an extra one out, but he's also going to add one more at the bottom of this forced conscription. So we're lucky we didn't get one of his big forced conscriptions where he puts like 4 or so out or whatever, but really where we're lucky is he's gone this way. So we got pretty lucky there. Alright, so yep, that's alright, and that, because he didn't move, I think we're okay. I think we can take him down, although Sun Chuan, you need a punch here because he's got 3 health. Guanyu's got 2. Oh no, but Guanyu's got his Heavenly Gale. Oh, we're okay. We're okay. Oh, and look at look at that. We've got our double wild. Okay, so we'll put the double wild down so we can do the 2 damage. There we go. You know what? Let's even do 1 more damage. Let's only do 1 damage to him. Let's take out a thug, enemy soldier, and that will allow us to spend the heroic to put 1 more civilian out. Here we go. And so now we can use Heavenly Gale and absolutely annihilate him with our... Well, actually, yeah, okay, so he's got the movement there, but he doesn't need... He could have just done it with the double wilds, but let's do it with the Heavenly Gale, and we'll take down Yuan Shao. There we go. It was a huge team effort. Wow. Down he goes. That was a really crazy battle. Apologies, we got that one, or I shouldn't say we, I got that one movement wrong with the way that his tokens came out, so you can see that would have had a bit of an impact on how things went. Our characters wouldn't have been as damaged at that particular stage of the game, but we would have been under a lot more pressure here with the flow here, so that might have been our undoing if that had happened that way, but hopefully you can see that, you know, even if you make a mistake here or there with the flow of the game and that sort of stuff, you know, it still can create a fun sort of back and forth battle and that sort of thing. So yeah, this was really cool. It's quite. I really enjoyed going through the play testing with this guy, all the different iterations and stuff, and the different ways that he plays out. Because even though the process of, you know, coming out like this, it's sort of like it's the same story every time, and you know you're supposed to sort of go up to Wu Chao and be incentivized to sort of take that out, or you know, I think this might be the first time I've ever played this where I didn't go for the tunnels too, so that was an interesting one as well, that it can still sort of work out there, although as you saw there was with that extra sort of counterclockwise movement, maybe that would have been at my undoing sort of thing, but yeah, it played out a lot differently. I think that might be the first time I've really stuck together, and for whatever reason each turn I was sort of like, I wanted to keep breaking apart, but every time it was like, it just didn't didn't quite have the right cards at the right time to really sort of affect anything else other than just keep going together sort of thing. So that was quite cool. Having the 2 trenches together was interesting as well. I think the last time that happened, when I had those 2 come together, I went the other way and went through the archery towers. Yeah, so that was very very interesting to see this. It's been a while since I've come back to this one, and just to see, yeah, you know, yet again, it's a different experience, a different play. So I've quite enjoyed him. He can be quite swingy. That doesn't mean he isn't fun, and I think the swinginess sometimes helps create these fun, sort of memorable, different sort of situations from game to game as well, which is something I enjoy about him. Yeah, sometimes the swingy characters, I think that's something about Marvel United in general. The system is that it's you know, it can be swingy, and a lot of the fun does come from that, you know, just the completely sort of random different situations that can happen. So yeah, I'm always enjoying, you know, a surprising outcome, you know, seeing something different happen from game to game. So I really I thought that was a lot of fun. So I hope you guys saw some fun in that character design as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the heroes as well. Sun Quan, Guandu, Shu Chu. So I hope you can see that, yeah, you can really, with the Dynasty Warriors characters, you can sort of mix and match them, you know, put the different ones together. Or, you know, if you prefer to sort of, you know, keep the teams together, you can have, you know, your Guandu and your Liu Bei and your Zhang Fei, you know, together and teaming up and that sort of thing as well. So, but I'm hoping that the special moves from the video games and their sort of little historical exploits and things like that, I hope they come through in the character design as well. So yeah, if you're interested in Warriors Orochi United, any of the Dynasty Warrior characters, or the Samurai Warrior, I've just got the one lone Samurai Warrior villain at the moment, but if you're interested in that as a theme, yeah, check out the Marvel United Wiki Homebrew section there, and you'll find the Warriors Orochi United section there. We've got the locations, we've got yeah, 12 heroes, I think I was saying, and 3 villains at the moment. So yeah, you know, along with lots of other great homebrew designers and that sort of stuff, I'm enjoying sharing my stuff on that Marvel United Wiki. Great place for people to be able to access the content there. You can, I believe I've got all of them available to professionally print with the files there, but I think I've got some of them available for home print, where you can sort of print out sort of like I guess it's like a PDF page with lots of the designs. I think I had a bit of an issue with the Dynasty Warrior characters at some stage when I was printing those out. I think some of the links broke or something like that, so the images weren't as clear. So I don't think I'm up to date with putting all these guys up in the home print section. So I'll try and get on top of that and make them more available for both types of printing. But yeah, so hopefully this was fun for you guys. I'm going to be back, I guess, next week, hopefully with a official game. I'm not sure which character to look at there, which villain we'll look at. So I guess I'll have a think about it throughout the week, but let me know if you've got any requests. Yeah, so we'll be back with official Marvel United content next time, and then I'd love to show off someone else's work with the homebrew community as well. So I'm not sure who will be visiting next, but homebrew will be sort of in a couple of games time, I guess. So yeah, well, that was great fun. You know, I'm hoping to be back with some live streams as well, and yeah, can't promise when that will be, but yeah, keep an eye out for that. And I should give a shout out as well. I'll do this on the live streams as well, but I believe I've got Dice It Up Gaming has become my very first YouTube member as well. So thank you very much to Dice It Up Gaming. Len has a great channel there, so definitely check out his stuff. He does unboxings and playthroughs, and all sorts of different stuff at his channel there, and yeah, they've become the first member of the Meeple Monkey YouTube channel, so thanks for his support there. And if I can work out how to sort of do that thing where the YouTubers put like the scrolling names and things like that, I'll have to give some sort of a shout out to Dice It Up Gaming there as well. But yeah, very, very big thanks to Len for that as well. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. We'll see you on the next one, and Meeple Monkey out. See ya.